2 weeks ago, we launched our app on the App Store and we had more than 500 downloads in the first week. And today I'm going to discuss with you some of the issues that we faced and some of the mistakes that we made in the beginning and what we learned from this journey. The first point, one of the mistakes that we see a lot of startups do is that they start directly building their product, is that they do maybe a survey, they ask their friends to tell them, do you like my idea? And all of their friends, of course, are gonna tell them, yes, I love your idea. And they do a couple of surveys of people who won't be paying for their products, and then they just launch their idea. Now, the first lesson to get money is that you first have to have clients, or in our case, users. And to be able to have that, you need two things. First, you need exposure. You need people to see your product, to know that your product or service exists. If people do not know about you, you cannot get anywhere. And secondly, and most importantly, in all cases, you need trust. You need credibility, you need people to know you, and you need people to be fidelized within that. Well, actually, what you should do specifically in the beginning of your product while you're working on the product is that you should build trust and build your personal brand. And that has been a game changer for us. The first thing that, to be honest, it's not the first thing that we did. We spent 1 year working on our product without doing this. But then we realized that once you're gonna launch our product, we have an app that has people find co-founders. So we have a lot of users, we need a lot of user base, we need people connecting together. So if you launch the app and there are 0 users, there is no value for anyone. That's why we're really focused on having a launch that has at least 500, 600, 1,000 users so that people can matchmake together because we have a social media platform. So what we did is that we raised a waitlist. We launched a waitlist, a landing page made either for free or from a no-code web builder. And then we raised that, but additionally, we focus so much on going on LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok, getting as much organic content as possible, as much organic exposure and trust as possible. So to summarize, the first point is about having a waitlist. And this point helps you first validate your product. You'll be able to know if there's an actual need in it, if people are willing to pay for it and use it. So validate it by making these people go to your landing page, to write a lot of stuff, to do surveys and to get into that waitlist. Second, having a smoother launch, you have already a newsletter, you have already people that went into that funnel and that once you launch should be there waiting to use and or pay for your product. And finally, which this would be way more useful after, you'll be able to fidelize some clients. You'll be able to have a genuine connection, a personal connection, a story and trust from the early adopters. And these early adopters are really important, specifically after. They're usually not those who are going to pay for your product, but there are those who are going to do the most word of mouth, the people who are going to give you the best feedback, and those who are going to help you grow as much as possible later on. Now, the second thing that we learned, and I feel like I wish if I could go back to my old self and tell myself that, is that doubt kills more dream than failure ever will. With that being said, perfectionism is the killer of startups. We all see Alex Hormozi, Iman Gadzhi, Stephen Bartlett, all of these people doing perfect launches, having the perfect products, the perfect landing pages, the perfect ads. Everything seems perfect, and they have also the perfect trust. And with that being said, as a startup founder, we have the tension, you have the thought sometimes of wanting to have that perfect launch and that perfect product from scratch. And it's just impossible. Your odds, if you just calculate them, are completely against it. And here's the thing. The mindset that we chose as a startup is to fail fast and learn fast. And to be able to do that, we have to position ourselves as those who are doing as much experiments as possible and as fast as possible. What makes a startup different from other companies is that they are super fast. Corporations take a lot of time, but small startups, small teams are known to be super fast, which would make them do decisions and change really quickly. And you should leverage that. With that being said, my advice is that you should always prioritize speed, consistency over perfectionism and overthinking. And trust me, if you're like me and you're passionate about the process of launching a startup, the process of growing and improving and learning, the learning curve is gonna be just really big. Every day you're gonna learn way too many things. And you cannot learn if you go with the presumption that you already know everything. With that being said, a lot of misconception that happens within early stage founders is that their launch should be perfect, is that they should have the perfect product from scratch. And just asking you, who remembers here the first day that Facebook launched? Who remembers here the first day that Airbnb launched? Who remembers here the first day that maybe Uber launched or any other platform? We don't remember them. We remember the days that they became successful. So the assumption that your launch is going to be so important should be completely forgotten about. You should focus about, you'll have another launch when you're going to be way more known. OpenAI created ChatGPT years ago, but they only launched it for the public 2 years ago. But we all think that that was the launch date. The launch date doesn't matter. Focus on being consistent and growing every day. And now the last and most important thing that you should focus on when launching your first project is that you should be able to have all the skills to scale it and grow it organically. Hear me out. We were talking about personal branding earlier and be able to have the trust and visibility organically from TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever you want. But also you should be able to, if you have an app or a software, be able to develop that product, be able to make that product happen organically without the need of external help. You should not rely on Fiverr or on paying people, or if you're doing marketing, having editors paid to be doing your job. You should, as a startup team, be able to completely do the whole operations by yourself. With that being said, the team is really important for that. And here's the thing. The team is the foundation of every successful startup. And the reason why it is important is because if you want to raise money for investors, they won't invest in you unless they see that you're able to scale this and grow this. They're investing in you as a team because your idea is actually worthless. Everyone could have ideas. It's about your execution and about the way and how you're going to be able to scale it and grow it. So as a team, you should be able to have all the skills to grow it. Additionally, we all know the failure rates of startups. A lot of people influenced by TikTok, from people like Iman Ghazi or anything like that, think that you should be doing it individualistically. You think that you should do it all by yourself, you'll get all the equity, you'll keep everything by yourself. The failure rate is so high, you have more odds of failing everything and losing everything. And the second thing, if you want to scale, grow, and automate, you have to be a master at delegation. And having teams around you working is basically having a computing power, an extension of yourself. It's so empowering and powerful to have people that are helping you, that you're not micromanaging, but they're managing themselves and other teams by themselves. With that being said, if you want to learn about how to find co-founders, click on this video here, whatever, and follow me for more videos like this.